Expansive defense from the Garden crowd. Antetokounmpo, defended by Thomas. Time winding down. Antetokounmpo on the fade. It's good at the buzzer.
Matchup. The one guy they don't want to run into is Giannis, because the Bucks play the Cavs tight.
Yeah,
they play them tight. They seem the Bucks, for some reason, whatever it is, that they seem to play to their competition a lot of times. So anytime they play the Cavs, it has been close.
Yeah.
Every quarter, every possession has been close. You know what I mean? And they've got the type of long-limbed athletes that can really get around the court and disrupt that kind of Cleveland offense. And Giannis isn't afraid of LeBron. He's not. Like, he's really not. He's not afraid of what in any way, shape, or form. He's still Giannis still hasn't done shit in the playoffs.
What is Giannis? He's
been in the playoffs once. Do you remember he got tossed out of that game?
Well, what does he weigh?
Oh, I think he's up to about 230, 240 now. They've officially listed him at 225, but you look at him on the court, he looks bigger than that. He looks like he's at least 235, 240.
If they end up making it, if that's a second round matchup, then I bet LeBron the first 3 possessions just gonna take it straight at Giannis and just kind of set the tone with his bruising physicality.
But I don't think it's the first time in LeBron's career where he's coming up against a guy who is, who's just as quick, just as he's longer, he's springier than LeBron at this point. That's
why I think he's gonna try and overpower him, because
Giannis don't get scared.
Don't matter if
if
somebody with 40 pounds on you's trying
I'll try and I'm going to come with a hot take and a slightly more tepid take, right? In the East this year.
So your hot take, Bucks in 6.
No, I'm not going to come up with anything. I think the Cavs win the series in 6 very tight games. If they play each other, I think it's going to be 6 really tight games.
See, if they play, then I wouldn't be surprised if Bucks take a couple of games, but I bet that Greg Monroe would be the difference maker in that series.
What, him getting exploited?
No, him getting post offense, because that's the one real weakness that the Cavs. Because Thompson is a good player, but he's a great rebounder.
He could play. He could defend Monroe. I really need to look at the tape and see how they've kind of. I would imagine he wouldn't have that much difficulty defending Greg Monroe. Greg Monroe's a very good post player.
He's one of the.
But I couldn't see him being. I would say the difference maker would be if Giannis went mental with 33, 8 and 7 or something like that, which is he could do it. But the only thing is, as I said, look, he has virtually no real playoff experience. He had a couple of bad games 2 seasons ago. He got tossed out of the game for who the hell was it that he literally ran down the court and just body slammed this guy. Who was it? Was it against the Wizards they were playing? I can't remember. But Giannis is incredible, and you could make an argument that Giannis on a night-to-night basis has been better than LeBron this year. But LeBron is still a better player.
Yeah,
I
could buy that. Yeah, what Giannis doing this year is ridiculous. So
did I send you that stat that I looked up that there have been, I want to say, there have been 7 players in the history of the league that are doing what Giannis is doing this year.
Yeah, and it was like Will
28 PER with a 60% and above true shooting percentage. I don't even think Wilt had done it. I think Wilt had a couple, the PER and true shooting percentage season didn't quite line up, but it was the creme de la creme of the history of basketball in terms of efficiency. It was Michael, KD, David Robinson had done it, Chuck had done it, who else? Bird never did it. Magic never did it. A few, like it was literally like the creme. I can't remember off the top of my head who the other guys were, but it was the creme de la creme of the history of the league, and that's what the type of company he's keeping this season. Would you take Giannis and Jabari or Wiggins and KAT? Throw Levine in there as well. That a core of Giannis center ranks Giannis and Jabari with obviously Middleton, or Wiggins, KAT, and Levine.
That's tough. I don't know.
I think it's a wash at this point.
Yeah, I mean,
I think Jabari is a more talented scorer than Wiggins, and Wiggins' defensive
that was supposed
ability
to be his,
has not translated.
No, he's putting up big numbers this year. Actually, what is he? 22 points.
22 points, and terrible rebounder, terrible passer.
He's got the body where he seems like he should be able to defend a hell of a lot better than he has been. I don't think it's an effort thing with him, so I don't know why he's not clicking.
The guy from B-Ball Breakdown, I think, constantly goes crazy because he doesn't get into a defensive stance a lot of times. You know, very kind of loafish body language.
Which is, I mean, that's kind of the way he plays as well, where it seems like he's not totally invested. So, I mean, I don't know, because, like, especially you add in Levine in there, as much as I don't want to like Levine for stealing the dunk crown from Aaron Gordon last year, which was still a fucking travesty, like...
It's not a travesty.
It was a travesty.
Come on, man. We're not. I don't know. We're not.
Those two dunks were. Well, that'll be a separate.
We're not talking about, like, I don't know, Middle Eastern politics or something here. Like, it's the dunk contest.
Basically, the basketball version of the Holocaust.
Yeah. Well, look, I think Giannis and KAT are neck and neck. I personally would take Giannis. I feel pretty damn vindicated that I've been right about Giannis this whole damn time. I think Jabari and Wiggins, I think Jabari is a much better player at this point. He's a much more versatile player. He can get points in a far more varied type of way.
I like his aggression.
He's been shooting the three really well himself. He's sneaky quick and sneaky athletic. He can do these. He got some beautiful little spin moves. Speaking of beautiful spin moves, Giannis's tornado move is just a thing to behold. And then Middleton's a far superior player to Levine. Far superior. Much better defender. Equally great shooter.
Not this year.
Just because he's not been playing, it's not his fault he got hurt.
Hey,
you know,
it's not Greg Oden's fault.
And he's bigger.
Sam Bowie would have been better than Michael Jordan if he'd have stayed
healthy. Oh my God! Why do you keep saying silly things?
Yeah, that's true.
No, I personally, it was 2 seasons ago, because I don't really have a team I root for. So I was like, no, that's what I was gonna say. Then I sent Looney a thing, and I was like, right, look, I'm trying to really settle on a team here, and this was when KAT had just been drafted. And I was like, I've always liked the Bucks because, I just like the T-Wolves because, I love Rubio. And then with the Bucks, it was like Giannis, I've literally loved him since day one. So I was like, shit, I don't know. I really want to commit to a team, make that commitment and put a ring on it. And I just didn't know. And he basically laughed at me, and he was like, it's the Timberwolves in a landslide. And it just shows you how much the perceptions of a lot of the players have changed, because I would say that the good majority of observers now would pick the Bucks in terms of which team has the more kind of the brighter future.
Well, the results are bearing it out. Like with the T-Wolves, they've got at least as much potential, but they're 13 and 26, 14 and 26 right now. Maybe?
Wiggins has to find different ways to be. He has to find. He needs to expand his game, because if he's just going to be, there's people who would go crazy over this, but he was basically going to be poor man's DeMar DeRozan. I'm talking about who DeMar DeRozan is right now and who Wiggins is, in terms of where they get their buckets and getting to the free throw line a lot and being a kind of bit of a black hole. I think it's fair. I don't think that's a great fit next to a guy like KAT.
Well, truly, I don't think it's a great fit really anywhere. I think Wiggins gonna have to play. He's gonna have to change his game. He's gonna have to play smarter. But again, they're kind of starting to round into shape a little bit. Like they beat the OKC today. I think by 20 or something.
I don't want to sound too negative on the Timberwolves. I think anytime if you've got a guy like KAT, you've got a bright future.
Well, their three best players are all in their third season or less, and then
it's funny because I looked. When I was looking up the Timberwolves roster for some reason, and I saw that Basketball Reference had their projected wins for the season at like 34. So I mean, I think it was everyone else. When people were just looking at the numbers, they were like, okay, like guys, this is a 35 win team. It's 30 to 35 wins, which is a nice improvement again. But I think everyone just got too far ahead of themselves in projecting them. They probably are on course for where the numbers suggest, and their numbers and their age suggested they would be.
Well, I think their point differential as well this year is pretty much a boon for them. Like,
what is it? I can't remember. I don't think it's great, is it?
I think it's like just -1 or something. Whereas, you're looking at the Mavs and Suns who have similar records, like -8 or something. So it's like they're actually starting to, like, I think the Wolves might have a higher point differential than the Grizz, but the Grizz are actually winning games, so it's it's a interesting stat if nothing else.